Another thing that's connected to this actually is whether or not we take responsibility for our trades. This is such a big one that if you've been around traders for even a month or 2 months, you will hear it multiple times. Some call it emotional trading, some say it's lack of discipline, whichever word you use. Every strategy has times when it will lose. If you're trading in a buy market and it's in a buy trend, at some point the market will consolidate and at some point it will reverse. Are you chasing trades? How does it make you feel when you lose one trade? Is your mood completely ruined for the rest of the day or the week? Are you walking around being upset with people around you because you lost a trade? What I say is this: at the point of you taking responsibility for your trading, not only that, dealing with your backlog of pain. What does that mean? Dealing with your backlog of pain means that when you have one losing trade, you don't have a whole bunch of negativity around you coming up because your mind is reminding you, oh, like when this happened or when that happened. It can get really deep, you guys, but that's a whole section. But talking about emotional trading, one thing we know is that the market isn't going anywhere. So if the market isn't going anywhere, why do you shut your day down because of one trade or two trades? If you're trading with, say, 100 sample size, so for example, if you look at your trading results over 30 days, if you know that in those 30 days you might trade 100 times or 80 times or 50 times, if you look at your trading in that pack, then you're less likely to feel frustrated because of one wrong trade, especially if you're trading with the right ratios. If you get the right return, then one losing trade should not ruin your day. It should not. Professional traders lose money every single time, but they found a way to deal with these things. That's why I remember one time I went to meet a friend of mine who's an institutional trader in London. And on the trading floor, did you know that they have therapists? They have counselors, they have doctors. Why? Because everybody recognizes, especially the professionals recognize that we are human beings. We have an emotional part to us. You cannot deny that. Trading is largely a rational game. Because it's largely rational, when we come in as retail traders, we do not have the training. Many of us don't know how to separate our emotions from being rational. And because of that, we tend to express our, let me call it, craziness in the market, right? But with the proper training, you learn that, look, there's no need for emotions here. Let me display my emotional craziness outside of the charts so that when I get to the chart, I can perform better. It doesn't always mean that you will get every trade going your way. No. However, it means that you're able to deal with your emotions a lot more. This is where self-control comes into play, right? If you're not able to control your emotions while you're in a trade, this goes back to trade management, by the way, in the trading plan. If you're not able to control your emotions while you're in a trade, you're likely to come out too early, come out too late. All these things can happen more easily and more often because you haven't taken the time, number one, to train yourself to be able to separate your emotions from your rational thinking and have a strategy, have a system that works. Many of us, when we come into this game, it's tough at first. But with the right training, with the right environment, goodness me, how would you feel about making $4,000 a day? It's nice. It's very nice, right? Losing 4,000 on the flip side is very painful. Why is it painful? Another reason it's so painful is because when we lose money, we think about the time it cost us to make that money. So it's not always about the money that we lost. It's sometimes about the time we spent making that money. So you think if you're on a $50,000 salary, for example, or a $100,000 salary, if you're earning $100,000, it means at the end of the month, you're probably making, $5,000 split into two or one, however you get paid, right? So if you lost 5,000 in the market, that's a whole month, right? So that's why it's painful, because you're thinking about the time it costs you to make that money, not necessarily about the dollar amount. The thing with chasing losses is that it's just a bad habit overall. You can do it the first time, make your money back if you lost money in the first place. That's fine. Do it the second time. The issue is with our minds and the way we're wired as human beings is this. If you tell the mind, do something once, you do it and you get pleasure out of it, guess what? Next time, you don't even have to remind yourself. Your mind will remind you and be like, remember that last time you did it? It worked out. Let's do this again. That's the problem with revenge trading. Revenge trading means that, say for example, you took a trade, you anticipated that it would go in a particular direction. Something happens, market manipulation, whatever. It went the other direction, took you out, and then went in the same direction you predicted in the first place. It can be very tempting. Regardless of what happens, don't do it.